things happen kind of consecutively in my life. I have good things happen, then have few bad things. Like the old saying is, two steps forward and one step back. So about a month and a half ago, after I got this RV I'm in, I had to get my box truck moved over from the dry camping area in front of the trailer so I could work on it to get things done and get it ready for the camping and meetups I'm going to be doing in January. When I went over to the truck, the battery wouldn't, it was dead. So I had to call on the manager here, Mark, at the RV park because I had nobody else to help me get it jump started. So I got the manager to come over and jump start the box truck. So I got it started and I moved it over here in front of the trailer. Then, like a few days later, I had to go get the car that was parked in dry camping and needed to get ready to go to Parker to pick up my mail and get a few groceries. So, got in the car, and guess what? The car wouldn't start. The battery wouldn't even jump hardly. It was difficult to get a jump started. And Mark again came over and helped get a jump started just to be able to get to Parker to buy a new battery. So I got to Parker, but I had to stop at the Running Man, the gas station there, and I had to go inside. When I came out, of course, the car wouldn't start. I looked around. I tried to find anybody around that might help me get a jump started so I could get it over to AutoZone, but there was nobody around to help. Nobody even stopped to ask why I had my hood open. Anyhow, so I finally called AAA, and I did get AAA to come out. So this is what happened. So I'll show you this story. Well, here I am, stuck in Parker with a dead battery. I'm waiting for AAA. I have nobody here, so that's the way it is. Thank you, Rick, for jump starting my car. I really appreciate it. You're welcome. AAA has good service. Thank you. But you're out here fast. Okay, bye bye. So here I am at AutoZone. I got the car from the Running Man to AutoZone, less than 2 miles really. I had only driven it 35 miles from Courtside, and it's been dead again after I got it jumped at the Running Man. So the thing is, I had to go inside and shut the engine off. Brand, I had to buy a new battery, so they're gonna install it for me and fill up my power steering fluid and my oil. You want to say hi, Spencer? Well, so Spencer was kind of shy. He did wave hello, but he got the battery installed and also checked my oil and power steering levels and my transmission fluid. So he got the job done, and then I was on the way to Parker. So the car's running great. I haven't had any future problems with it. The battery was exactly what it needed. But a few days after the battery went bad on my car, then I had a problem with my truck, my box truck. So I went out to start it a few days after the car situation, and it wouldn't start. I thought, oh gosh, what's wrong with this? So I had to figure out how to check on my batteries. I felt I needed to get them out of the truck because I had two batteries on the truck. They're both starting batteries. So I had to take them out of the truck and get them to the AutoZone. I had a neighbor, Che, I'll show you a picture of him, and another neighbor, Brent. I don't have a picture of him. They came over and Mark too, I think, Mark Wolf. tried to help me get the batteries out of the truck. We could not get them out because the one in the top, and you can see it in the picture, was kind of wedged in there. There's very little room to work in the truck. But the problem was the connector onto the bolt would not break loose. It was kind of fused to the battery, so we could not get that out. It took almost 3 days before we finally got it out. I had to call another friend through another friend. Thank God for friends. Um, John, the hybrid life, told me about another YouTuber that's here in Courtside. His name is David the Ambulance Man, and he likes to help people. And he said he considers any little job, it keeps him busy and it doesn't charge much. So I did get a hold of him, and he got back to me. That was amazing. I didn't expect him to get back to me, but he did. So okay, he set up a time to come. He came over and checked out the car, I mean the truck, and he finally actually got the bolt loose. It was not easy. Anyhow, we got the batteries out. Then I had to go take them down and buy 2 new batteries for the truck. So 3 batteries in less than a week, to the sum total of about $750. Crazy. This is
Hey,
my neighbor Chase gonna try to get the battery out for me.
yes, that's the key operational word. Try.
Yeah, we'll see. We needed an extension for the socket because it has to go down really deep. So even with the help of several people, we could not get the battery out. And I had another battery under the driver's side, behind the driver, underneath the van. The second starting battery, which also had to get out. So anyhow, like I said, I did get a hold of David, the ambulance man, and he came out and he checked it all out, and he figured out how to break that uh, bolt in that connected to the connector for the cables. The bolt, he got it out. So we got the batteries out, and I went down to AutoZone. I bought one of the batteries at AutoZone, but it was so expensive, so I went to bought the second one. I got it at Walmart, quite a bit cheaper. So I got 3 batteries in 1 week. And then David came out another day once I got the batteries all ready for him. I picked up a new air filter. I had to have the gas filter changed out, and I had to have an oil change and a new oil filter. Um, and so by the time I was done, it was a lot of money. Anyhow, so David finally came out the second time. He installed the batteries, did the oil change, did the gas filter, put the air filter in, and checked my different fluid levels. And he finally, it took him a while because at first he wouldn't start. So he sprayed ether in the carburetor. He got it to start. We ran it for about 30 minutes. So I didn't run it the next day. And then the following day, I went to start it. It would not start again. So I said, oh man, what am I going to do? So he came back out and he checked and he said, because it's a diesel, the glow plugs were not working. So apparently the diesel gets cold, really cold. And unless you can heat up the engine somehow, it won't start. So he said he didn't have experience doing glow plugs, but so I didn't know what I was going to do. Here's the great part of the story. So after all that, and the truck wouldn't start, I was in quite a dilemma. Had no way to figure out how I can get this fixed because even if I knew a mechanic, they probably wouldn't come out to fix it to where I live. and it was impossible. I just didn't know what I was going to do. So I thought, okay, I guess I'm not going to be able to take the truck to the meetup in January. And I still had to get it moved because here at the park, you can't leave something like that in front of your place very long. It had been about a week since all that happened, and I got a phone call. You will never guess who it was. A lot of people have heard of Badge Everybody Needs One. He has a YouTube channel. Check out his channel, Badge Everybody Needs One. I'll try to remember to put to the links to these people in the description below the video. But he called me. He said, "Hey, I'm here in wherever he's at," and he said, "What do you need, D?" I said, "What?" I said, "Oh my gosh, talk about timing." The timing was perfect because he's a great mechanic. He knows everything about diesel, and all I can say is he was an answer to my prayers. So we set up a time so him and his wife could come out and meet with me and talk about what's going on with my truck. And he looked at everything. So we discussed it. We had lunch together and had a really nice meal at Silly Owl's. And then he said, "Okay, this is what you need." Um, so I met with them, and then he went home, and he called me later or texted me or something, told me what parts I needed to buy. So I had to get two isolator switches and glow plugs for the box fan. So there you go, another one. But anyhow, Badge never allows anybody to pay him for anything. So he wants to, he made me agree to let him do the work without paying him anything. And I'll tell you the truth, even though I want to be able to pay him, I'm at the point I'm so glad I don't have to. That sounds crazy, but just been too much stuff all in a couple of months. First, I thought got the fifth wheel, and then had to buy a few things for that, and then the car, and now the truck, and everything. So it's it's been quite a ride, and I'm so grateful. So we have to wait till after Christmas to get the parts in, and then Badge is going to come over and hook take care of that. And anything else I need on the truck, he said, just make a list. So he'll be fixing whatever I need to have done in it. What a blessing. And I believe that God uses people to help his children when they are in need. And a lot of times you don't even have to ask God. He knows what we need. So he takes care of me, and it's not always when I need him, where I should say, not always when I think I need him. Sometimes he makes me wait, but always in the end, he always takes care of things. So that's my story today. So my box truck will be ready for the meetup, I hope and pray. So I believe it will, but one way or another, we're going to have the meetup in January. Uh, and I will be going live. Well, I don't know. Mentioned it, but you may see this after the fact. I'm planning on doing a live stream on Saturday night, Christmas Eve night, at 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, which is 7 Pacific Time, 8 Mountain Time, 9 Central Time, and 10 o'clock Eastern Time. For all those lonely hearts out there that just want a place to come and say hello and feel welcome and loved. So I'm going to do that on Saturday night, Christmas Eve. And then Sunday, I will be having a camp meal with Badge and his friends and family. So I'll be going to his camp with Jan, my friend from Washington, who has been here for a while, and we're having a great time together, riding the e-bikes and everything. Eventually, I'll get a video out about the e-bikes, but anyhow. So I do have plans for Christmas, and I feel so blessed and so loved. And sometimes things don't work out when you think they should. And then something happens later, and all of a sudden, everything's good. So, like I said, two steps forward, one step back. Um, Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video, getting a little update of what's going on with Box Band D. And Max is asleep, so I'm not going to wake him up to show him to you. And I'll get it out of short of him in a few days. Alright, so thank you for watching, and do check out the description below. I'll have the links to badge, everybody needs one, a link to the Campulans man, who is David, and anything else I think you might want to link to. And anyways, I'll have in the description the ways you can support this channel if you choose to. I want to thank all my members and all the people that come to watch my channel. I appreciate you, and you are what have made my channel become what it is and has grown so much. I'm so grateful. Bye bye.